Pushcast Gambit on the board against a 3141 rated international master. What is up? We are live for Title Tuesday. Round 1, 3141 international master, who just tried to counter Gambit my Bushcast Gambit. He tried to counter Gambit me. Alright, what if I do leave this pawn hanging? We are both trying to Gambit. He tried to kind of play it like an Evans Gambit a little bit with like b4 against this bishop. I backed up. Let's make sure. This is pretty interesting. Alright, what if I again leave this pawn hanging? Got the Gambit glasses right next to me. Ready to roll if he takes the pawn. I'm sure at this point it's a good idea. I've left it hanging so many turns. He doesn't want it, and he stops my d5 resource. And also threatens to trap me. Okay. So, I think... I mean, this is kind of interesting. c6. He would take it. I would play d5. Take... I don't think I've got it there. I think I need to just go here. Alright, now this pin might be annoying. Although he's probably coming back there anyway as soon as he solves some sort of defensive issues here. What's up, chat? Yeah, I got the extra camera. I have 2 cameras. One I gave to Proctor, and it sucks. And it was so cheap. So they are getting the poor camera quality. You guys have the good one. Just for y'all. I'm looking at 2 webcams right now. 3141 chess.com blitz rating my opponent, but an IM. Yeah, Vietnam. Vietnam was my first world youth. I think this is what we want to do. Knight d4. I guess bishop e2. Like, I could take it. It's not like that's the greatest bishop in the world. I could put something else here. Alright, I mean, I may as well play knight d4. Let's throw in an a5, actually, right before we do that. Let's include those moves. I think that's slightly useful. If I was going to play knight d4 anyway. He's realizing it now. b5. Then there's, like, no c5 resource later, which is nice. Yeah, my bishop has some breathing room if knight a4 was an idea. So I could take the knight or I could take the bishop, depending on how we're feeling here. Let's take the bishop, actually. And maybe, like, a bishop d4 sort of move, but queen d3. Other option is here, but that invites... this move. No, I think it's good anyway. Because I expect g4, honestly. Because I wanted to go here, right? Takes. I guess rook takes there is g4 then. That's kind of the issue. So let's continue like hopping around a little bit. b3 we have against d4 at least. Knight e6. Yeah, so d4, so queen 3. I wanted this breakthrough. This might have been hasty on my part. Let's go knight e6. So there's still no d4, right? I can take it and eat it. Okay, but now he goes g4 and d4. Interesting. Okay. Alright, let's try to hold this pawn and support knight f4 and maybe h5. So let's sidestep this pin. Is he trying to do this? I'm not sure if he can. Gotta not be down on the clock in a non-increment game. Probably bishop f7, g6. Comes back. Okay. h5 was the move. Do I get anything from that? He's just kind of making moves. I don't even think he has a plan. I don't have a plan either. Alright, whatever. I think we're trading now. Yeah, you gotta make something happen. That probably wasn't smart. I gave the knight this square. The knight that was previously dead. But I'm trying to put a lot of pressure on c4. Yeah. The knight is fine now. Oh, I forgot the queen could move. Not smart. That's a big loss. Just needed to trade first. I feel like I gotta take that. Can't believe I just hung that pawn. I'll just rook g8. Well, I mean, I'll try. I'll try. He didn't want to do it. That makes more sense. He's good. Yeah, I take this pawn, but it's not nearly going to be fast enough. I have to stop e5 here. He's good, he's good. Alright. GG, GG. Welcome, welcome. My hair is getting fuzzy. I just shaved just before this. And I got a haircut about a few days ago. Alright, Chess Fighter 2011. Is that your birth year? Damn. 31... He gained an entire rating point, 3142. I like that against the Bushgas Gambit, he played b4. Like an Evans Gambit, kind of. That's interesting, I'm not sure. I mean, of course the engine wants me to take this. Played here, gave him another chance to take the pawn. Give him a few more. So I should have played d5, actually, right away. I was just like, castles and I'll do it next turn, but he goes c4. No, this apparently was much better for me. Minus 0.7. Minus 0.8. This position. Wanted me to maybe take the knight? No, this is fine. This was all good stuff, and we were winning. This allowing knight d5 was not the best. It's just saying, like, do anything, and your position is just really nice. Just, like, do anything. Minus 0.7 here. Okay, knight d7 here. Apparently letting that happen was a big mistake. Yeah, I guess the bishop's really nice. I thought c takes b6 was pretty. Like, it would have opened this up, and... But it wasn't pretty because Yeah, I mean, the engine keeps wanting G4 and D4, which is eventually what happened, and allows freedom to all these pieces and their rooks and everything. So at this point, okay, plus 0.2. I wanted H5, after which it would be minus 0.2. Yeah, this was dead equal. G5 was saying literally triple zeros. G5 just locking everything down here. Maybe, like, for future ideas of something on the H line. But yeah, they can't really get to my king. This was not the smartest way forward, and it was actually plus 1.8 when I hung this pawn. After which, okay, of course, this is losing down a pawn. My opponent had perfect technique. Okay, GG. GG. Oh, next game. That was perfect timing. Playing a CM from the Netherlands? Oh, Paraguay. Yeah. Yeah, that seemed wrong. Okay, close Sicilian. This little setup. Immediately going after my knight. Alright, I think that is why I go to H3, right? So that I have this. Knight E7. Oh, interesting. I do understand the logic because you don't want E5, yeah, in this position to bother you. What do I mean, there's actually a lot of pieces vying for the F4 square. Alright, pawn. I don't know what to do against this. This is actually kind of really combats a lot of my main ideas. I like when the knight's actually here, so that I could play E5 and then maybe F5. The knight here is fighting against F5, but it does beg the question what you're doing with this. Do I play F5 now? No, because you can trade queens, right? Okay, what if I go here? How are you defending this pawn? How are you defending this pawn? Because this is blocked. If you go knight G6, then I have F5 to open this up. Otherwise, D4. I'll just back it up. And then I feel like I have greater flexibility here. I mean, I don't think it's the end of the world for them, but I think that's not what you want here if you're black. Otherwise, queen B6 or queen D6. Queen D6 is a no. That will hang. Queen B6. Queen A5, I think A3 becomes awkward. So I think that leaves just B6. I mean, like, if you can't really castle long, because I have, like, a lot of resources that would open up the files onto your king. So, okay, but they go for this. So it begs F5. Yeah, I mean, F5 I think is just a must here. There's a few different ways I could play this, but let's see. Okay, obviously that would be annoying if it got all the way to G4, but it would not happen before I opened up your king a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I've got to go for this. Let's open up the king. So, do I take a knight? No, I should just play knight F4 directly. This is feeling like what I want. Now we're hitting this and this. We just opened up the queen onto H5, potentially. No knight G4, by the way. No, I think they at least needed to make that capture, but I think it wasn't even going to be pleasant if they did, because I was going to take here, potentially. And then eat that at minimum, or maybe D6 as a resource, but too late on the castling. Too late on the castling, if you ask me. And I like how the knight on H3 has not been in the way of anybody. Okay, so queen D6, that's probably the best move. Check G6, they're fine, so I think it's time to eat here. Just take it and take it, unless that knight that was not bothering anybody can do more than just not bother. So it obliges knight D8. I mean, oh no, it's check. Yeah, let's do this. No, knight D8 would be awesome to force. Like, even though it guards everything, like this and this, I have bishop H3 as an additional resource. So, no, okay, I have too many good resources here. let's start with pawn takes d5. Opening onto the king is always good. Knight d8, I like it. I would have, like, if they castled and gave me a pawn, I think that maybe would have been a better choice. Because now you're far from castling. You need to move the knight and move the king, or move the bishop and move the king. I don't intend to let that happen. So d4 is the resource I'm looking at. Bishop takes, I understand. I understand that. Let's go here with knight takes. Let's go here with knight takes. Just because I already forced knight d8, I don't really intend to just, like, totally pile onto e6. And I could go takes in d4 here, rook e1. It's less clear. I think just d4 directly feels really good. Queen e2 also. Or bishop f4. Bishop f4 has to be a great move. Bishop f4 and d4. I like both of them a lot. Bishop f4, let's calculate a little bit. Bishop e7. Rook e1. So knight here feels forced. Knight f3. This also seems quite effective. Yeah, I bet if you put this into the engine, there's like multiple moves that are like +5. I think this is going to be the best. We're just going to try to win this knight. Just like literally just pile up onto it. Like knight f3 here, for example. Knight f7, queen e2. Oh no, knight f3. Okay, well, you can take it. I actually forgot that that was the thing. So let's... No, not start with queen e2, because bishop takes g5, bishop takes e5. I think we should start... Actually, forgot knight takes was check, if I'm being honest. Okay. We're still good. Let's just go rook e1. See, I thought that was more fighting, because now I'll just pile up onto this knight with the pin. I thought knight here... I still had ideas. But now I pile up no knight takes f3 as check. I'm actually down a lot of time. But no knight takes f3 as check because you're just pinned. You are just pinned. I just piled up onto this knight. Rook e8, what am I doing? Queen... No, rook e8. Knight back to f3? Yes. That's what I'm doing. Or literally knight anywhere. Even knight takes e6 is fine. That might be the easiest to calculate just because... Yeah. Okay, we're up a piece. Ooh, just be careful, bishop c3. Okay, bishop c3 is fine now, because this is check. Alright, we're down a lot on the clock. Jeez. Spent too much time in a position that was winning anyway. I have check. There's queen e6. Among many other moves. Okay, take. Didn't want to get mated. shoot. Rook e8. How did they get the pawn by there? Oh, wait, no. I missed the timing on that completely. Oh my goodness. What? Why is that insufficient material? Why is that insufficient material? Wait, they should be able to lose. They can promote to, like, a knight and get themselves checkmated. What? Why is that a draw? No, that's wrong. Why would that be insufficient material? Man. No, if you flag and there's any series of moves that lead to checkmate, I thought you lose. I mean, the dumbest thing I did was here, like, I was doing the pre-move, so I thought I was, like, a move ahead, but I just needed to put the bishop here. And then I put the bishop here one move too late, among many other things. Okay. Oh, well. Do I not know the rules of chess? Shouldn't you lose? Shouldn't you lose? I guess I don't know the rules of chess, chat. I thought if there's any series of moves at all that lead to checkmate, I didn't know there's any exception to that. Because once you start making exceptions to that, then it's... Anyway. We get to play a deceiver gambit here. Life's good again. Life is good again. I'll put on these. I don't know. They were right next to me. I don't know where the main gambit glasses are right now. Okay, my opponent actually played a pretty solid line here. C3 is actually really smart, so that the bishop has a route home. Okay, but he's not. We're not at that level yet. The point of the deceiver gambit, as we don these gambit glasses. Also, h4, bishop here, g5. You have a route home. You never played e3, so it's actually a little... What happens if, like, all of that happens? Knight. So my other option is just, like, to play g5 and to just kind of force this. I think there's a lot of sense to just transposing into something I know. Maybe this was good to, like, run them over with the pawns. But this is a fun gambit because we're putting a lot of pressure on this bishop and we're running it out of squares at the same time. So you have to play h3. You have to play h3, and you can't play h3 and bishop h2 in one turn. As soon as you play h3, then I take it. And this is the most, like, underrated idea at literally all levels of chess. At all levels of chess. Just pressuring the bishop and threatening to trap it at the same time. Because h takes g3 can be a pleasant capture. Those are solid pawns and the rook opens up. But f takes g3 sucks. And it sucks even more than you think it sucks. Because then I play, like, here and here. And you gotta go king f2. That's literally, like, the only way to defend this pawn. That's the point of the deceiver gambit. We go e5. And then we harass this bishop. And this isn't going to help you. So that's why I was saying c3 as soon as he played it. I'm like, ooh, that's clever. So the bishop has, like, any way to get out of there. Instead of, like, e3, the more obvious choice. c3, I think he thought my idea was maybe this. But it wasn't. So knight d2. So this feels like... So h4, take, d5. Take... press X to doubt. What's the plan here? Where are you going? You never created a square. He really, really, really didn't want to play h3 and f takes g3. So, oh my goodness, you know what I think he miscalculated? That there's pawn takes f2, check winning the queen at the end of this line. Oh! Wait, what a great thing to get on the board against an IM. Wait, that's awesome. It's the H pawn. Harry himself makes it all the way to f2 and destroys the white queen in how many moves? In 11 moves in the Deceiver Gambit against an IM victory entitled Tuesday. Let's go. Oh my god, wow, what an awesome game. That might be the greatest game anyone has ever played in the history of chess ever. Let's go. Oh my goodness, what a game. Okay, so he played bishop to g5, right? The Trompovsky variation. And the thing is, like, when our opponent plays the Trompovsky, you could do, like, main stuff, here, like, whatever. But your opponent's going to know it better than you, right? Like, how much time are you really dedicating to studying the Trompovsky versus how much time are they studying to playing, are they dedicating to studying the Trompovsky? Like, if you go here, like, they're playing bishop g5 anyway, probably. So, anyway, knight f6, bishop g5, but we turn the tables on them. Suddenly e5, and it's like, I know everything and you don't, because I literally invented this opening, and nobody would ever play that, other than you, the Gambit Chads, who follow the ways of the Gambit Chad. Because now, after bishop takes e5, d5, right, as we were talking about, this is running out of squares. And let me talk briefly about pawn takes e5, which is actually more common. My opponent plays bishop takes d5, right? So it's just like, kind of like harmless stuff we start out with here. You play c3, I go to c6, now I target the bishop. But it's like, this pawn and this pawn and this pawn, we're going to take away all your squares. And it's very hard to realize, like, you should play something like h3. Even then, the knight can do a lot from here. Like, c5, queen b6 is not off the table if you start dedicating, like, all your moves to saving this bishop. Okay, knight c6, bishop comes back, h5. So there's one good move here. I got the engine open. Plus 0.6. The next move is better for black, or triple zeros. The next move is bishop f4, actually just to run away, which is not obvious at all. Knight d2, so there's this line, which my opponent, we had the same position in the game, except there. It was the other knight. Maybe my opponent thought this. Still, d5 is not even a good move. The best move is here and run away before you've cut that off. But almost everyone plays e3 at some moment to cut that off. So in the game, bishop g3, h5, we come after it. Knight f3, you think you're fine, everything's fine here. Like, if I go here, first of all, this is still good. Yeah, this is still minus 0.8 here. Not pleasant at all. Best moves are, like, all knight moves. All knight moves. Just being, like, no knight trade for you. And then your position sucks. This is so much compensation for the pawn. It's crazy. All right. But in the game, I played g5, which is the best move, actually, and I got an exclam for it, which is cool. Exclams are always cool. Threatening to trap this bishop, and yeah, now he's just going to be out of squares completely. The engine's telling you, I mean, knight g1 is not so far off. Knight g1 is almost the best move here, just to, like, have some prayer, but this becomes still, like, really unpleasant. Like, the bishop can sit on e3, which just completely ties down your whole position. By the way, like, my king's open, but you can never get to him in any line. He'll just castle safe and sound. So, yeah, really unpleasant things for white. Otherwise, that is the top choice, but it really, what do you do here? Here in king d1. Not good stuff. Not good stuff. Unless you want to play king f2, in which case you'll probably have worse stuff. So, in the game, knight fd2, which was a try. It was a try trade. So bishop e5. No, I mean, you're just losing a piece here straight up. My opponent plays d5, takes, and pawn takes f2 to win in 11 moves. That was a fun one. That is a fun one, yeah, because the king has to take, and I win here because you don't have anybody developed, so the rooks aren't defending your own queen. So awesome stuff. Pawn takes e5 is, in fact, an even more fun line because we play d5 anyway. And what we get a lot of the time is this special line, pawn takes d6, so en passant, which is, as you see, a blunder, queen f6, which is such a nice move here. Bishop there, mate on the other end of that, and also queen takes b2 is really serious. So, like, for example, let's say they take a third pawn, also threatening, like, queen d8, we just go knight c6, covering the d8 square. Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. And then, like, what are you doing here? Like, let's say e3, we just take b2 with bishop to b4 check coming really, really strong, and the rook hanging in a lot of lines. So that's an awesome one. And then otherwise, like, okay, they could play like e3, but then we just go after this bishop. Just try to trap it. The ideas are very, very similar here, and already this becomes super good for black. So Long live the Deceiver Gambit. Long live the Deceiver Gambit, chat. That game was so iconic, I would have to agree. I appreciate it. Thank you, chat. You like those Gambit glasses best? Maybe I'll stick with them. Gambit glasses merch when? Alright, chat. Wait, I don't even have other chat pulled up here. Okay, Twitch chat is up. Alright, we were one... I guess because that game was so quick, we got such a big break. Because the break is typically after round 4. That was round 3. Hey. I know you play on chess.com now, but I don't appear as a Lead Chess streamer. Is that true? My page, I think, is registered. My page is registered, like, when I go live and such. Okay, we're still in round 3. The thing about this new format of Title Tuesday being 5-0 instead of 3-1, and I think the reason they did it is non-increment chess does get a little crazy at the end. But you know exactly when the rounds are starting. The maximum a game can go is 10 minutes. And not a second more than that. So, can I move the board a bit down? Well, I make it big like that. So it should be good. When I play, it's big like this. Should be good here, right? If you're on your phone, you should go to the YouTube stream. If you're on your computer or television or something and you want the wide one, you should go to Twitch. I'm double streaming. One phone sized, one computer sized. I'd like to kind of make my head a little bit bigger here. What do we think? Okay, wait. Maybe I can... Let's try something. There we go. Now we've got more space. Okay, next game. Round 4, Title Tuesday. Well, let me know if the layout's looking good. Facing a French. Alopin Gambit, of course. Of course. Gambit glasses on, baby. Boom, boom, boom. Now here you gotta be really careful. Shout out to Juiced Vander for the follow. You gotta be really careful because it looks like Queen H4 is a great move. G3, Knight takes G3, but after Bishop to F2, my bishops are perfectly placed, stopping Queen to E4 check and pinning you here. Yeah, so mostly they play Knight F6. It's so funny, even like really high level players don't realize this knight's not under attack, and you can play with something like C5 here. The knight's not under attack because Queen to H4 check takes the bishop. But my next move was going to be Knight to F3 anyway. So H6, high level stuff here, trying to delay castling. Alright, we're just gonna play it with like Knight C3. Let's see what's going on. Because if you just castle, then I get my favorite little attack. Otherwise, are you trying to run away? Are you trying to run away? Alright, let's play Queen E1 though, anyway. Flexible. I want Rook D1 in the position. Let's spending too much time there. I was like debating between like queen 1 and king h1. But in 5-0, you should just go. b6. What am I... I feel like I want to punch with d5 there. That feels like the right thing to do. Like, your king... Yeah, it's in the middle too long, isn't it? Don't you think so? Knight c5. I've check. Because, like, the other option is this. They're trying to keep me guessing. Alright, enough guessing. Let me just come after your king. I'm not going to be like, oh, maybe you'll be there so that I'll attack over here. Maybe you'll be there so I'll attack over here. I'll just be like, you're here right now. Let me attack you right now. You're not going to choose where to put your king. You're going to have to flee. Center is no place for a king. Let's go check. Bishop d7, take. Well, the thing is, this knight is actually more solid than I gave it credit for, because this recapture is check. I never did go king h1. Check here before. If I play bishop c4, it's probably the way to go. Check bishop d7, b4 to take. Knight somewhere. No, I mean, I like both of these options, but I'm gonna go with this. Surprise myself with that decision. At this point, I think he's definitely wanting to flee in that direction. And without the light square bishop, I'm less equipped to make that attack. But I'm trying to cause some problems here before he is able to make any sort of grand escape. Knight b7. Bishop c6 is a really interesting move there. You can't take it. Your knight will get trapped. It's kind of funny. So he doesn't do that. Oh. Should I have done this? Maybe. Anyway. Okay. So he's about to run away. Try to take it, force a knight takes, and then take here. Oh, you're still trying to castle long. Okay. Take, how am I taking here? This is the only way for me to keep inflicting pressure. Okay, still you can't castle, right? Because I will take this too many times. But maybe now you can castle. Shoot. Sacrifice here and queen g7 at the end. They're fine. I can still try to go for it. 84, I have check. Yeah, they've done a really good job defending, actually. I'm still down the pawn. I'm trying something, though. Knight g4, and I would take it and maybe... No, I can't eat that, though. The bishop hangs. So they should be fine there, honestly. I don't even know what I'm doing with this. Check. Run away. I mean, that's probably the resource. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, I wanted this. Okay, I don't know. I'll be obvious about it. I'll be obvious about it. Here. And bishop g5, right? But can you come to f2? Knight f2. Knight f2 is a problem, actually. Okay. Knight f2 definitely a problem. It's actually really annoying. Yeah, there wasn't a lot I could do there. Trying to cause them some problems. They can also attack my guys. Keep fighting. That was smart, actually. Yeah. Here. G7. Oh. I need help. Oh, wait, but G7 hangs. Neither of us realized that. If this pawn moves. So then... Okay. Attack stuff. Keep making threats. Please move this. Oh, oh, wait. If I take E2... that was way too much time. What am I doing? Gotta flag him. That's not good. Oh no, that's mate. Damn. That guy was good. He's 28-34. Okay. Oh well. Yeah, he really first saw my plan right out of the opening. This transposes directly to, you know, if they just took the pawn, right? If they just took the pawn, take here. That's literally the position we got in the game by virtue of knight f6 first, which they do first. For whatever reason, comes back, and this is the same position. Okay, checking the engine here, it wanted c4 to then play behind these pawns a little bit. So I just played knight c3, blocking it. I guess it wasn't a fan. Queen e1 was good. This... I mean, it's saying a mistake. It was the third best move. Knight b5 was number 1. Just trying to take it. Just trying to take it. Yeah, because, like, if the king goes here, then I'm happy. You know, I'm trying to take this. This is the attack I wanted with the bishops pressuring h7 and h6 together, and I'll get the pawn on one of those squares. And if the king goes here, I'm also like, okay, I'll play 4a5 and bishop a6 at some point, and I'll run you over and I'll get you. But it's like when he keep me guessing, and I was just like, I'm just going to come after you. Okay, and AC5, check. This is all good. And my opponent played all the best moves. We're both playing the best moves here. I'm trying to just generate compensation. This was not it. The best was take, knight d4, going after this pawn. If e5, then I guess I can cause enough problems here, and I'm winning one of the pawns back. Yeah, I mean, they played really well. Like, you can't really leave your king in the middle, but you can if you really know what you're doing. And they really knew what they were doing. This became very bothersome. H4. Okay, I mean, here, yeah, I'm just down pawn, and they pushed them really well. They put them onto dark squares, played the knight behind them, threatened here and here. This let me in a little bit because of some problems there, but never enough. Yeah, they played e3, and so I thought I had rook takes d4, but I didn't. Because it's just e2 and knight takes e2. Yeah, I mean, okay, well played. Well played. Oh, chess boxing, yes! So, as you all know, I was at the World Chess Boxing Championships in Serbia, or as some of you know, which was awesome. I was there a few weeks ago for Team USA. What's chess boxing? You play chess for 3 minutes. Assuming the game's not over, you pause, you get in the ring against the same opponent, and you box for 3 minutes. And you keep going back and forth until checkmate or knockout ends the match, right? So, awesome stuff. Obviously, I've been playing chess a real long time, and before this year, there had never been an FM, IM, or GM at the World Chess Boxing Championships. You know, they don't want to get punched in the face, or there's already not that many of us to begin with. So, but I'm like, what a cool, awesome challenge to do, especially after I won the New York State Chess Championships a year ago, which was, I felt like my last serious chess goal at the time. So I took up boxing, and I went this past, so a few weeks ago. I won my first round with, so my teammates on Team USA were awesome. They were great. I had a great corner that was really making sure, you know, I was psychologically in a state to fight, because it's not, particularly if you didn't grow up with it, when the bell rings and there's someone who's just trying to take your head off as quickly as possible, and especially in my case, right? Because my opponents, I have a skill set wherein I just need to hang on in boxing. I don't need the knockout per se and just get back to the board. My opponents are then going to be the opposite. They're going to try to knock me out as quickly as possible. Anyway, my first round against a Frenchman who had medaled before at the World Chess Boxing Championships, I won. You know, the boxing round didn't go so great, but like I wasn't on the canvas or anything. He was a very good boxer, and yeah, I mean, I checkmated him pretty quickly into the second round of boxing. He was about 1800 in France, his national rating, he said. So that was awesome. And then I was on to the quarterfinals in my weight division, and I faced the defending gold medalist from Germany, and he was like 1950 FIDE, and I'm just like, I'm gonna do the same strategy. I need to play really quickly. I need to play like really quickly, because I don't want to face the second boxing round. I don't want enough time to elapse such that there's going to be a second round of boxing. Just gonna be like, I'll play really quickly, and if I win quickly, that's great. If not, then that was my win condition. So I did. What ended up happening is, okay, I got outboxed in the first boxing round, but you know, nothing like totally crazy. We ended with bare kings, just kings, and I had like 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and he had 7 seconds, but just kings. So, and there's no increment. But okay, so we drew. My time advantage doesn't count for anything then. I should have spent more time just like making quality moves and like calculating better technique, because he's a very good player. He's not just gonna like make a mistake for me. 1950 FIDE, it's only a few hundred lower than me. And so we drew, And what happens in a draw, so we have one more boxing round. What happens in a draw, if there's no knockout, is that it goes to decision in the ring. You know, decision in combat sports, like just like up to the judges who won the round, who landed more punches. The second round, I was just like, I got nothing to lose, nothing at all to lose. And I just completely went after him. Because I'm like, I'll probably lose by decision anyway. So that's what happened. I ended up, I mean, that was awesome. I ended up losing by decision, a draw and judge's decision there. But my teammates were like pretty irate with the decision. I was less so. I mean, what a way to lose if you're gonna lose. And I was really proud of myself for like just flipping a switch against someone who had been boxing for years and years and years. So anyway, that's how I got eliminated. But I had an awesome experience there. I mean, it was really cool. Take this, right? You moved it once, you're gonna have to move it again. Thank you, thank you. Serbia is a nice country. Yeah, we were in Loznica. Like, near the Bosnian border, the west part. Like, we flew into Belgrade. But it was a really nice town. We stayed, like, right on a park. And the chess boxing community is great. Should I give him another chance to push c4? I mean, I should probably take it, right? I'll take it. This feels good. This feels really good. I feel like I got a lot of options here. Including but not limited to just knight f4 directly going after the pawn. Like, I was going to say bishop g5 and maybe like a blockade. But d4, let's say, takes b7. No, I mean, that's just like a really clean exchange, especially if you trade queens. So this is probably a free pawn. I mean, I could just kind of like make him suffer a little bit, but I think I should probably just grab my pawn. Yeah, there's no knight c6 yet. Yeah, having to go here and then here can be rough, And here take... I don't think there's any tricks. So it's probably just going to be like knight c6 and then, yeah, and then we trade off some things. Alright, well, I should take it before it moves regarding this pawn. So, like, yeah, I mean, in some sense it frees them to not have it on the board. They can put their rooks on these files and such. Let's go with knight takes, sure. But it is a pawn. We shouldn't be up a pawn. I like c3 a lot against this knight. Okay. There you go, that's why. I'm always trying to calculate the craziest lines. Take g2, take c5. No. So maybe take f1, take f8. But I don't want opposite color bishops. So, but then bishop c4, right? g6. It's actually not so obvious. I think I should go here. I don't know why that took me so long to arrive on, but now that I look at it, it's obvious. My knight should be a centerpiece of my position. It shouldn't just be going back. This is annoying if you're black. I've kind of blocked your stuff. And now it sets up bishop e3 nicely. I thought the pawn, like, I was locked into the pawn coming to c3. I was like, knight needs to go somewhere. But then it offers them play. You know, the pawn should come here. And then just follow it with bishop e3. My pieces look good now. Queen h5 was all possible there, maybe. Sets up some other spots for the bishop, potentially. Okay, knight f5. Because, yeah, I mean, that wasn't the only thing I could do. b3, I mean, that was a really hasty decision. b4 was just winning. Yeah, it was. Oh, my goodness. Okay. The one thing I did quickly was dumb. The one time I try to make quick decisions. Okay. Pawn b3 or just here. No, but that knights are e8. Should I come out queen a4? No, you know what? Let's just play solidly. Let's just play solidly and rook e1. I'll find a square for the queen when I find a square. Yeah, I could have won right away with b4. The more I think about it, the more, yes. Oh, g4, knight moves, and knight f6 check? What do we think? Yeah. That kind of came out of nowhere. Because even if you take d5, then well, you can go knight h6 at the end, but I'm still going to force it. Because take, here's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're both talking about the same one. Oh, unless I take here first. Right, because take knight h6, then you can take and defend. But this leaves the pin. Yes, yes, yes. It's not that I wanted to open this, but pin. Finally, I win a piece. I got him. I got him. That was nice. So the point here was any knight move, I have knight f6 check, and the queen can't take. The queen will then be hanging as a result of this knight moving. That I can take it. If the reason they took here is they were expecting bishop takes d5, knight h6, and then I don't have bishop takes f7 check because knight takes f7 defends the queen from me. But in this line I'm able to take here, and because, by the way, the queen is undefended, as I keep saying, the bishop now is toast. Got him. Really nice resource, g4. Queen d6. Yeah, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful about where you put her. We're winning a piece here. Okay, queen f6. Okay, I mean, what am I even thinking about? We're good. Yeah, easy position to play. If they dodge the trade, there's no reason I can't even snatch it. And we win. GG. GG. Did I stop over in London? I did not. I was actually in Budapest right after at the at the International Chess Festival by Judith and Susan Polgar, and myself and the coach of Team USA, Matt Thomas, were VIPs. So we met them all, and we played against Judith in a simul, which was awesome. And we did a chess boxing exhibition. We did like a little showcase, no actual contact, but just like punch, 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 punch on mitts. And then try to do Puzzle Rush after, and then working on those transitions, you know, trying to play chess with high heart rate, trying to lower your heart rate, all that good stuff. So, okay, let's have a look at this game. This is, by the way, why I like this setup. I'm a big fan of going like this, especially against e6, where my bishop has nowhere to go, right? My bishop here is just going to get harassed by these queenside pawns. So I want g3, but I don't do it yet because d5 is actually a nice resource for black. They're able to then... Right, you can only attack a pawn. A pawn can only be weak if it's stuck. If the pawn can move at any point, then it's not weak. It's in fact a strength, right? What determines whether a pawn is a weakness or a strength is if it can move, which generally depends on other resources in the position who's controlling the squares. But you look at what happened in the game, right? I start with knight e2 to prepare g3, bishop g2. I mean, it's obvious. My bishop's not going that way. He does play d5 right away, but now after take, I have d4 with my knight defending here, right? Rather than, like, this position where queen takes kind of sucks. Like, then once the pawn is defended, the queen's driven back, and then maybe, yeah, the pawn can move. So I don't really want that. But I have d4 right away, so I immediately blockade the pawn. And now you look at it, if the pawn is stuck here forever, the e-pawn is gone, the c-pawn is past this, so no fellow pawn will ever defend this. So the position suddenly becomes really difficult for black because of that weak pawn that I blockaded effectively already on my 5th move of the game. So knight f6, g3, right, what do you do here? You could play c4 if you don't want, like, this to open up, but then, like, I still have, like, a lot of resources to go after this pawn. Knight f4 among them. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to overwhelm. This pawn just simply cannot be defended. You see the eval bar. So, otherwise, he takes d4, knight takes d4, I blockade it, and I'll eliminate it while my pieces, like, I set up this, set up this, set up this, right? All of those guys are ideally located to attacking here. You better make sure it's blockaded. If it moves once, then none of those pieces are attacking it. Anyway, bishop e7 here, bishop e6, so kind of passive defense. D takes e5, which is a good move. The bishop moved once, and now is a great opportunity to make the bishop move for a second time. So this is exactly what happens. We castle, castle, and now, like, yeah, nothing wrong with this, and, like, going after this pawn, like, a little bit over time, making it weak and such, but knight f4 just snatches it right away. d4 is not even an option, because I snatch here, and we'll take the rook while they only take a knight. So that's 4 attackers on d5 eliminated. And here we're up a pawn pretty comfortably. c4, I did finally discover this move. The knight here can be driven out by many other things other than the c-pawn, whereas my knight now is very solid that I just grabbed on d5. And rook c8, yeah, I did miss b4 here, although it wasn't as clear as I'm thinking. It's saying c5, bishop takes, some complex line. This is what the engine is giving here, and +2. So, okay, I mean, yeah, it's a very, very, very comfortable extra pawn that's already advanced a great deal. Anyway, in the game, I didn't do that. I played bishop e3, which I acknowledged was a mistake. Anyway, so we traded here, and I did have this as the next round starting, g4. Nice resource that I already talked about in the game to win GG. Next round entitled Tuesday. Alright, let's play a Grafe Banco Gambit. Playing e3, really conservative, trying to stop this. So we could, let's see here. All right, knight c3 is main, and we do like this stuff. c5, d5, this could transpose to a Banco a little bit, but like mainline Banco, which is what they want. Alright, let me just play d5. Let me not give you c takes d4. You locked your bishop in, right? So let me try to punish you for that. I could go take in b5, and that's nice, but I do want you to move this one more time before I do that, if I'm being honest. Okay, let's just go simple bishop e7. So c5, which I feel like could be on the table for them, I would play b6. b4, a5. Right, so now they're able to go pawn takes, so now they're able to move this bishop without having to move it again. So it would have been nice to maybe develop it directly there. Okay, anyway. So they go here just so that they have this. Okay. Pawn a6 is looking not intelligently placed. My bishop should be on d6 also. I didn't go here because of c5. Alright, that's fine. Let's play knight e4. I think this is a good opportunity to play knight e4 before like queen c2 comes and takes away that resource forever. Now I'll follow it with f5. So the bishop is locked in. Just kind of my goal. It's not like mine are phenomenal either. I guess knight e5 and f3, right? Knight e5, knight d7, f3. I mean, we're both going to get rid of the good knights here. There is some concern that after takes and f3, if this knight leaves, then f5 starts to hang. So we have to be careful about that. But okay, knight g7 we should play. Yeah, this bishop should be on d6. Should have been on d6. I developed it here. Because the pawn on a6, that's the most useful thing it's doing, actually, would be stopping knight b5, which would really bother this bishop, and then the c7 pawn. So, yeah, the stars were aligned for me to put that there. It was just I couldn't do it at that time because there was c5. Anyway, my opponent plays f4, which is interesting. Interesting stuff. Okay, you know what I can do that I wouldn't maybe want to do if my bishop were on d6? Take this knight. Taking this knight. Maybe. He just goes for e1. Do I want this? What do I want? I mean, it's not so clear. Okay, let's go here. Maybe even just back up. I need to move faster. I like this. And then just taking it. Queen takes just bishop c4, right? So let's go bishop a6. I'll go bishop e3. It's fine. I wanted to go here anyway to solve this problem. Yeah, take. It's fine. I mean, I would rather be black here. I would rather be black. Is f4 the move? No. If take, then I eat it, and before recapturing. So then it'll give me time to play rook d8. Rook e1, rook d8. Yeah, I mean, I like my position, for sure. Oh, disconnected. My opponent. Oh, hope he gets back. Okay, he's back. The other option is like c6. But less appealing, especially when rook's already here protecting it. I'll just go rook d8. What's an option? How do I make progress in this vicinity? We're both asking that question. Probably, yeah, you gotta go for this. Maybe I should have timed it better, but we're just doing it. So e4, it's hanging, right? So that's all the timing I needed. Let's go. Oh my god, did I just hang this? Wow. That's not good. G3. Well, wait. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I just hung that. I thought they could have done better. Maybe not. I thought they could have. I really thought they could have. And that I might be losing a whole rook there because of some other pressure, but I guess not. I honestly think queen's off is my best bet here. As crazy as that might sound, just given the makeup of this endgame, the e5 pawn on a dark square. If I save this, that would be crazy, because that was a huge blunder. This is, yeah, annoying, right? Ah, that was smart. Forgot about that. Don't take it. Yeah, I wasn't gonna take it. Okay, but we should still go with the pawn. Should I do that? Screw it. I can't believe I did that. I could have maybe had a solid draw. But instead we're just going for it. King d3, push. It's very simple to do in time trouble. Oh, he didn't even want this. Okay. Ah. That was smart, actually. I didn't get that. These should beat mine. I mean, this should beat me. I think. Oh, how do I get around? Oh, just g6 even. How do you get me? Oh, that felt smart. Nice. Dang. Well played, well played. Let's have a look. So yeah, e3 is not something... There are bots in my YouTube live chat? Damn. E3 is not something that I face often. This is hanging like so. Typically it's knight c3, right? And then I do here, and then I do my stuff. I attack this knight. E3, okay, it just forces us into some kind of normal structure. I mean, this wasn't so bad. I really dwelled on it. Oh, next game. Okay. Playing a Turkish Canada Master. Thank you, thank you. Goring Gambit. Are you prepped in the Goring? Immediately rattles off d5. I'm prepped in the Goring. Let's get today's Gambit glasses on. My opponent did not go for d takes c3 at any moment in this game. In fact, they pushed in this position, which is really interesting. So, I guess just this. this is gonna get a little dangerous for you. Because take here, it's forcing bishop e6 already. In fact, here, I think you'd need to do it. A lot of problems, because the thing is, knight takes c6, it attacks e7, among other things. You're not castled. Bishop f5 was a really ambitious choice. You needed to work towards getting out of there, which was already a little trickier than you think. Like, because here, something that I do take it and give check. Here, take pressure. Somehow. Okay, so yeah, they back up. They have to. We have our choice of pawns. Let me choose this one, because what I really want to do is choose all of them. The other option, queen a4, is enticing. Because it's not obvious what you're doing if you're black there. The other option is just take here and try to eat it. I like it. How are you dealing with me? So bishop e7, take. Knight d7. I want take, maybe this? Can't go queen takes because your rook is hanging. So king takes. No, but I need better development here. That's the problem. King takes check. They go bishop d6, which I don't think was a great move. Maybe I thought bishop e7, but I understand why you didn't want to do that. This is tough though, because yeah, you don't have knight d7. I could take it. My point here was take. Yeah, you can't take h2 because you can't take here. Or actually, maybe I underestimated king f8. Your idea is bishop d5. Your idea is bishop d5. And now you are wearing the Gambit glasses. I don't really have a choice. I could try c4. But I should probably just take this pawn. d5, I'll go here. Alright, I mean, do you really have so much compensation? You have two good bishops. But I'm up the pawn now. So let me take these Gambit glasses off. And your king is on f8. Which is not ideal, like, for your rook, for instance. So, I think I should be fine, honestly. They didn't have take h2 and hg4. My queen was defending. Yeah, honestly, like, they were pointing at my king, which was, like, a little scary, because there was no one there, but there was nothing. I think there was nothing. So, yeah. Sometimes the issue with the Goring is the queenside development lacks. I have queen b4 here. If I just want the queens off the board. I mean, yeah, I think that's probably the move. Knight b4 is fine, but I think this is simpler. Just because, like, knight g4, it was possible. I think I just played g3 here. Yeah, I mean, it's too many guys. Queen b4, nice move. This queen is hanging and pinned onto their king. Yeah, let me make sure I make that trade. Take knight to any number of squares, really. Let's go to e5, because it follows that logically. Right. No, I think we're fine. I don't need to make such a big fuss. I kind of want to win this pawn outright. Yeah, they had some issues. Bishop e6, I understand, because they had some issues guarding knight d7, the fork. The knight was there, but it was frozen. Rook e6 wasn't doing anything to me. Like, I literally would have played here, and you couldn't have done anything to this pin because of that king. Yeah, I mean, king f8, it sucks not castling. If you were castled, this rook would be in the game and could move to some useful spot, but that makes a huge difference. And they've even had trouble. Bishop e6 was just trying to play king e7. Yeah, just to take even multiple steps to get out of the way. I like this as an idea among other... actually, b3 is probably more sensible. Not the best by me there. I feel like I meant to play g3 and take that away. Because I was thinking about that in my head. I need to make this a little simpler on myself in time trouble. No, no. Oh my goodness, I was thinking. Well, actually, I don't know what I was doing there. Okay, fast, fast, fast. Come on, William. It's annoying. Oh, I was gonna try to do something else. Okay. Not the best. Not the best. I can't believe it's just like up two clean pawns. I mean, I don't really have any excuse. I don't have any excuse. Okay, what round of Title Tuesday was that? That was round 7. Okay, we got 3 out of 7. Okay. We've had better days. We've had worse days, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I have no excuse here. Like, come on. Like, we were still up a couple of pawns when we were blitzing, but I just needed to make it easier on myself. I just need to make it easier on myself. Okay, next game. Oh. Oops.